Hey Scorpio, how you doing? Come on in, sit for a spell. We're going to dive into your 2026 quest and just get some predictions for you, a little bit of a lay of the land so you can see how the journey will unfold before you. We are in a really significant lunar cycle right now that got kicked off with the Leo full moon, and it's culminating with the ring of fire in Aquarius on the 17th. Marks a major time of really committing to a path of purpose. Your energy coming through really strong at this time. Culmination of transformation. Clearing the road, getting to the road opener energy, Scorpio. Your Plutonian energy has been dominating the landscape for a long time. You are very familiar with this territory. You are also completely immersed in your experience. You're not doing anything halfway. I feel like you're all in. Whatever you're focused on here, you are all in. You are definitely along for the ride. You got the ticket. Okay, I like this energy, Scorpio. Your energy is coming out really strong. This is for any Scorpio placements. If you got a prominent placement in the 8th house, or if you are a Taurus rising, that makes you a Scorpio descendant sign, can tell you a lot about your relationships, how you're connecting with others, and all of that jazz. So if you're interested in those matters, interpersonal dynamics, always check out your descendant sign. It's what's on the opposite end of that zodiac wheel from your ascendant, okay? Let's dive into it and get an overarching theme of the energy that you are bringing into 2026 and how it will evolve. Basis of the matter. I knew it. I knew it. You've already gone through a transformational fire here. You already faced off with a really tricky character. I feel like you recently or are soon to about to have a test from a particular trickster. But I think you've already gotten yourself into this place of alignment, harmony. You're very much in your Venusian energy right now. Pay attention to your Venus placement in your chart. There's exaltation coming in there, some kind of harmony, some kind of blessing. Yarrow energy is very protective, okay? Yarrow protects from any kind of malevolent energy. It clears away any sort of negative influences that can just drag the energy down. It's an excellent one to work with. It also evokes a bit of nostalgia, a bit of memory, and I feel like there's something you're remembering here. Remembering, bringing back together, making yourself whole. I got this aspect of remembering too. And that's kind of like getting back down to the roots of who you are. You're remembering yourself. You're bringing in all these different aspects of yourself that at one point were exiled. Now you're letting them in out of the cold. It's like this really beautiful kind of homecoming energy coming in here, I feel. We do have Li, the trigram Li from the I Ching, and that is fire elemental. You got the water coming in soon. So there is something that's going to bring about healing for you. There's creative energy coming through. There's balance coming through for you. You got some grace on your side here, and you are overcoming a very tricky character, a very tricky situation. And through overcoming this tricky situation, you're making a clear, definitive choice. And the choice you're making is to draw a line under the past. You're not going back. You're not going back there. Whether that's a place in your mind and the way you felt at one time, or the way you saw yourself, or the way you saw someone else, or there's something that's transforming here in the very best way, and it's bringing harmony and a blessing to your life. So you got this rebirth of Venus energy coming through for you. And of course, I mean, the energy of the rebirth of Venus is when the high priestess takes a turn from being down in the underworld, integrating, remembering those parts of herself to finally rise up and take the risk to break ground and grow something new and bring that forward in the world. So you're about to break ground here, okay? You're about to break ground here. Let's get some more information for Scorpio. energy coming in with Scorpio. It feels very strong. It feels balanced. Okay, I like to see your energy like this, Scorpio. You know, sometimes people really misunderstand the Scorpio energy. Scorpio is actually quite a powerful player in the zodiac in terms of alchemy, to be able to transform, to be able to really master those transitions, and to do so with expert sensitivity. Sometimes people don't understand the way Scorpios move. That is because they tap into an undercurrent that most people never have access to, okay? That's right. Through their stillness. Through their stillness, they find this balance. Through the stillness, they're able to see the cracks in the facade. And this is what grows the beauty in their life, because Scorpios are very adept at knowing when they can't be all in with something and they need to be all out. Scorpios are able to be sensitive to the nuances. They spot the details. They feel everything vibrationally. I think this is a gift that you're really starting to not only hone further, but also respect within you. It is something that's often kind of cast into the shadow by others who don't hold Scorpio energy. They like to focus more on the dark side, and they forget about the sensitivity and the depth that Scorpio does hold. There's beautiful balance coming in here for you. You don't have to do anything to achieve it. You've already done the work. You've already had your breakthrough moment. You've already shed an aspect of yourself that you recognize no longer is in alignment with you. It's brought this beautiful growth into your life, a more accurate reflection of who you are. Yes, the lessons learned from Pluto. You've learned the lessons of Pluto well when Pluto was in Capricorn. You learned the lessons well. You did the work. And now there's some kind of justice coming through here for you. Beautiful energy. Got like Libra energy coming in there too. You could be on the Libra Scorpio cusp there, or you could have a strong placement in Libra. It also evokes the time we moved through where just last year we had a lot of parallel energy running between Libra and Scorpio because of the way that the new moon came in and the passing on of the Venus energy. So there's something here too that's mirroring back to the fall. There's something that's coming to a culmination point. It's bringing you justice. It's bringing you balance. There's nothing that you need to do about this whatsoever. And certainly that's also playing out in relation to the Ring of Fire on the 17th, because it echoes back to October 2nd, 2024, when Libra hosted the Ring of Fire. Okay, so there's something really coming in tandem there. That time period is really coming to a culmination point. And what I got is there's nothing you need to do, okay? Where you've had your certain perceptions, where you didn't trust a face that you were shown, okay? You're going to see the cracks in the facade. People will reveal themselves. Things will reveal themselves to you. Things are coming through as confirmation. I also feel that because of the work that you've been doing, you're going to get confirmation of the growth that is about to come. And you don't need to do anything. It's about stillness for you right now. 8:55 on the clock. You've had the strength to overcome a challenge in the past. And it is the very thing that is your wheel of fortune. So a new journey begins here. And it brings growth. It's very good, solid energy. You may still sense that there's a need for a little bit of spiritual purification. You can sense some energy that's maybe out of integrity with, your frequency. You're very aware of your own energy, what's yours, what's not. You feel another energy here trying to insert itself. I do feel like maybe it would be good to do a little purification work. Cat's claw here. Secret stuff, hidden stuff that you feel on the periphery. You're energetically picking it up. It's not here yet. Get ahead of it. Do a little cleansing. Clear the energy out, and it'll never make its way to you. That's what I got. Because you got a chariot moving forward here. Okay, so this is good energy to open up with. I like seeing this for you, Scorpio. Let me do a cut of the deck. Yeah, you're getting aligned with your destiny, moving into the Empress energy and stepping into the journey of the Fool. There's Sun Moon synergy here. You're letting your moon shine forward in place of your sun at this time. Parts of yourself, depths of yourself that you've normally kept within, you're really allowing these things to come to the surface because you have stepped into your true essence here. You're not masking something anymore. You're not holding something back anymore. There is something you really feel compelled to bring up and out to share. There's also an important connection coming in here. You mirror each other in the best way. They are the moon to your sun and the sun to your moon. You pull that out of each other. You can maybe pull them more into the mystery, more into the depths, and exploring their own soul, you know, from a different vantage point, a different perspective than they have, maybe more deeply than they have. They help you externalize the energy. They pull it out of you. They light your fire. They give you courage, you know, to kind of lead a charge. So I feel like there's this real beautiful balancing equilibrium in this connection. Both of you have done the work. I see that. Both of you have done the work. And as a result of doing that work, there's a blessing coming in here. And it is the blessings of Jupiter in Cancer. So it is of the Venusian persuasion. There's gifts that come in with this connection to date with destiny. And you would be wise to invest in this because it is your wheel of fortune. And this thing has strong roots. It also awakens memory in both of you. Something about this connection with this person comes in with the wheel of fortune energy. Communication around this coming in soon, very unexpectedly, coming in with the Uranian energy and Mercury, all right? So when this comes in, before rolling forward here, just take a pause for a minute, tap into your wisdom, because you're very aware, you know? All you need to do is be still, and the true face of what's being offered or what's coming in here will be revealed, okay? So there could be, you know, it did come in initially, there could be like a little tricky test here because we do see purification. And when we look at that like Jaguar medicine, that's very initiatory medicine into the unknown, okay? So this might be something you need to prepare yourself for. Some of you have already went through it, okay? Either way, it looks like you got this, okay? You got this. So it looks good to me, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and check out what element you're coming from this year in 2026, what element you're working with, and how it's going to transform your life. What element is Scorpio working with in 2026? What element do they really need to feed, nourish, focus on in order to bring about that beautiful harmony into their life that's already been predicted there? What's coming in for Scorpio in 2026? What element do they need to pull from here? Ooh, I like this. Mother Earth. So yeah, you're about to really feel supported in a very tangible way. This is a sign of abundance coming in, of feeling like you got solid roots, you got a sense of grounding, you got a sense of stability, you're strong within yourself, you feel really supported. So maybe you've moved through a cycle where it really felt like you were more on your own, and now you're going to really feel support coming in. It's the return of the sun in your life. Again, there was that like sun-moon synergy. So there's somebody coming in here, and whatever role they play, there's somebody of significance. They could be a romantic partner, but they could also be a teacher. They could be an ally. They could be somebody that, you know, your energies, they sync up in a very powerful way, and you each pull something out of the other And this could be this influence coming in, the one who pulls that fire out of you, the solar energy out of you, that moves you into action, that makes you feel like you can really do something in the world, you know? This could be somebody who really believes in you too. It's beautiful energy, all right? Feeling supported. You'll also feel more supported the more that you can go out and really connect with the earth. You know, whether that's spending some time hiking or even just going for a walk around the block, just taking it outside, getting outdoors, camping, okay? Crossing energy, earth, home, look at that, wow. This is like crossing energy, so I feel like you're sort of in this place where you're really trying to figure out where you really feel at home, okay? And I mean that not just in terms of like where you live physically, but also who feels like your people, you know, who is my community? Who are the people that I can be at home with too, where I can just be myself. And I do feel that support. I do feel that connection. I feel welcome. This could be even within your home, just really wanting to cross a certain bridge, get over a certain period of time where maybe things have felt destabilized, or even within the home of your body where things have just like felt a little off, haven't felt quite right. Maybe even structurally, you know, maybe you've had a lot of stuff going on, you know, in your spine. You've had a lot of stuff going on with your joints, you know, the hinges are creaky, you know. Yeah, the hinges are creaky, you know. You need a little something come in to take care of that. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? This kind of energy. And I feel like that applies in more ways than one, certainly. Okay, so I do feel like this balance is coming in. This is the year where you really find home. Find the place where you belong. There's healing coming here. Okay, there's communication coming in here too. Okay, good energy. Fills your heart. Fills your heart. Yes, absolutely. We got King of Fire here blazing a trail to the top of Star Mountain. So something's transforming here. This is also, of course, we can't ignore it. It's here. It's present. It's that Kundalini life force energy rising too. Rising all the way up to the crown, lighting the crown up. Okay, there's obviously energetic transformation going on here. You may be doing some work on this level. You may be working a path of yoga. Maybe you're doing a lot of kriyas, or you're working with mantras, or you're actively engaged in sadhana, or you've engaged the witness in your life and you're moving through your life in a very meditative way. You might want to work with things that further balance the chakra system. You know, just let some sound baths play in the background while you go about your daily stuff. You'll be surprised how much that can balance things out. But there's also a road opening here in your day-to-day life. And this road that's opening up here, it does lead to your happiness. And I feel like you got quite an adventure opening up here. And this is what's on the other side of the storm. It's your happiness. You get the first inkling of this coming into view with that ring of fire in Aquarius on the 17th. There could be a King of Fire connected, okay? And this is your path. It's the path that's opening up for you. It's the journey of the Fool. Now, King of Fire, it certainly could be fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could also be just somebody who knows how to pull the fire out of you. I got 19 on the clock, so there's strong Leo energy there. Happiness. That breaks down to 10, Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius, okay? And breaks down further to 1, the Magician, Gemini. With that, we got Queen of Earth, the treasure coming through here. A multifaceted experience with this one. You were in a pressure point. There's been a lot of pressure in a particular connection. We got a crossing energy here too. Yeah, I feel that. For a while, there hasn't been any flow here. You know, the river came in reverse as a crossing energy. So there's a thaw that needs to come on here. I feel that's sort of how it's coming through. I feel like there's something that's still in sort of like a pressurized state here. It's going through transformation, through really squarely owning truth, moving through truth. And this is what's bringing about some kind of brilliance here. I think it's made you impenetrable as the diamond. You are not able to be effed with at this time in the best way. And I just mean that you really are bringing forward so many multifaceted aspects of yourself that you used to keep concealed. You feel comfortable letting these parts of yourself be seen. You know, it's okay for you to kind of start to show who you are, show up as you are, this new form of yourself. I mean, you've gone through some kind of transformation here. People saw you go through some challenging stuff. They saw you take some heat. But there's also real strength you've been able to harness here. And it's coming in with Queen of Earth energy. So something's going to get rooted here for sure. But it's got to, yeah, and it heads you due north. Look at that. You're transforming the south node. See, right now, that's what you're doing. You're transforming the south node energy right now. You're releasing it. You're bringing it to a close. And you're going to be rising up to your north node destiny really soon here. You're working with earth energy predominantly this year, 2026. The only thing that's lacking right now is what's needed to nurture the earth so all of this grows. So do pay attention to really nurturing yourself. It's okay to nurture yourself because there's like a thaw that needs to come on here. Looking at earth makes me think of the physical body too. So your lymph system needs some stimulation here. You know, work your body, even if it's just getting out for a walk, that moves your lymph. But you can also dance and there's many different ways you can get your lymph moving. You can physically work your body, give yourself an abhyanga self-massage from head to toe. That gets your lymph moving. So just explore different ways to kind of release what's kind of developed a bit of a holding pattern within the body. And when you get the flow going in the body, the flow comes into your life. It really happens. The emotions flow. You know, you could have some stuff that's a little dammed up here, held back, a little blocked up, but it will come through, okay? And I do feel like there's something coming in here that's going to help bring on that thought. It does align you with your destiny. It's really a beautiful energy. Let's get a cut of the deck here. So you just need some water right now. Look, yeah, you're facing off with sort of a tricky test here right now. So this may be just up ahead, or you may have recently had this. But what's on the line is your medicine bundle here. This is all the medicines and all the magics and all the empowerments from really remembering yourself, bringing those pieces of yourself back together that's bringing about this change, and it will align you. It will align you. This energy started to come in with that Leo full moon. But you see, we got Earth family here, Earth Sun as well. Okay. Let's see how you're doing with this initiatory process. Oh, I like it. As above, so below. Sky family, beautiful. Holding the energy of Raven, Libra. There's that sun spiraling in here too. So this is really good energy. Brother Sky, right? Good stuff here. So yeah, it's the tying up of that cycle from the Ring of Fire in Libra back on October 2nd, 2024. There's like one little detail here. You're wrapping up and you're about to receive your medicine bundle and your alignment to your North Node. So I like this. Great. Great energy, Scorpio. Really good. What else do I want to pull from here for Scorpio? Yeah, let's go ahead and get some Gilded Tarot. Ooh, yes, indeed. Activating the Magician there. Raising the Wand. Bringing about your own revival. Resuscitating your life. I like it. There's something you're transforming here. It's going to feel like a second wind, you know? It's going to feel like you finally feel the life flowing back into you. Really beautiful energy when this comes in. Came in at 24:33 on the clock. 33 is a number of synchronicity for you. It's a sign of communication coming in, allies coming in, helpful people coming in that give you a little something you need to help move you further out of the crossroads. I do feel like you're starting to step out of that crossroad energy. You've kind of been holding the line for a while. Now you're about to cross over that line. That's what I'm feeling pretty potently for you Scorpios out there. Okay, so let's see what you're transforming here. I'm using the Gilded Tarot to sort of symbolize the gold of the work you've done, the transformation that is evident through the alchemy work you've done. And what you're releasing here in this line you're stepping over. Let's check it out. Whew, bottom of the deck. Wow. Yeah, something will never be the same. You've definitely moved out of the crossroads. I see it. It came in with 25, 33 on the clock, you know? So Chariot, moving forward out of that place of the choice, indecision. Something is very clear to you. You've already had your awakening moment. A lot of you experienced a real destabilizing moment where something that had been built before came crashing down, and you've been in a process of rising up out of this. There was something here that also blew your mind. I feel like this was a very cathartic event in your life. You had the strength to overcome it though, and that keeps coming in very strongly. 26:11 on the clock, 8:11. That's what time it is. You have strength and you have justice on your side here. Right? And what's about to unfold might be quite surprising. Okay? Might be quite surprising. Give some more details about what's coming in here for Scorpio. I mean, I think you brought in this tower for someone. You blew their mind. Maybe by finally letting, letting something be revealed, or you're about to. That's the basis of the matter. It's whatever came crashing down is coming to a culmination here. That's what I see, okay? All right. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Ooh. Has something to do with a merger here with the Two of Cups. Hints of that strength of transformation hanging out here as well. What do we got here? Ooh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You put a fork in that devil and said, this is done. You're not going to bind me here. You're not going to bind me here. And you lit up something. You lit up something you were not willing to look at before, because you recognized that until you really allowed yourself to see it, something else was going to be steering your chariot forward. And you had effectively, lost the reins there, lost the plot. So you said, no, let me really look at it. And this is a lot about self-knowledge when we look at the devil and lighting up these subconscious influences. So this was you really taking an honest look about how you hold yourself up by not really wanting to look at what's going on in a situation, because you feel it's off, but you don't want to believe it, right? But I feel like you were very brave. You looked at this squarely. You lit this up. You really recognized where there were subconscious aspects of yourself that were tripping you up, having you in agreement with stuff you don't want to be in agreement with. And you were no longer willing to live from that place. There's also the recognition of, you probably were dealing with some impious forces, some ties that bind, some ties that felt very difficult to release. There is a sense here of feeling betrayed, feeling stabbed in the back, certainly. This is a rough ride. It doesn't get worse than the Ten of Swords, but that's the thing, is once it's done, it's done. But see, with the way I see this coming through, it's like you put an end to fear. You did. You bested the devil here. I see it very strongly. This no longer has power over you. Whatever that devil is for you. For some of you, it's a relationship, man. Okay? For some of you, it's a relationship or a key person, It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but it's a relationship that came to an end. You saw what somebody was up to, what they were chaining you to. And you're like, that's not me. I'm not going to be attached to that. And I do think there's a real sense of something crept up on you, and you didn't want to believe it, but you felt it coming from a mile away, if you're honest with yourself. And that may be the thing that you kind of like had to light up the way that you've ignored at times your own perception, your own intuition in relation to certain matters, the way you've chosen to look another way, because you didn't want to acknowledge the truth because you knew what it meant, right? You knew what it meant. Knew it meant you had to leave. And there was a part of you that felt very connected to this individual. I think you had a very strong connection with each other. It's funny here. There was something there. I think it's like kind of like the ways you compromise with yourself, where you're like, yeah, but there's also like this person also helped me kind of confront my own shadow too, work with my own shadow too. You did get empowerments from this connection. You did. You did gain empowerments the hard way, right? But you've bested this. This is done. This devil's never going to have power over you ever again. It took you a while to see it, but you saw it. You got the illumination here with the hangman. It's been all lit up for you. And I think you're just kind of in this place of like, it came in before, right? Stillness. Like, there's nothing you need to do here because it's all being balanced out, which is pretty sweet. I mean, you got the support of Mother Earth here. You are provided for. There's a lot of transformation that's evident here. Death to this devilish, impish force, that was really just, it looks like it kept creeping up behind you and catching you unaware. And that's coming to an end, whatever this is, because you finally looked at it. You've really released it. You've released this shit from the core of your being. Like, I really feel that. You're not holding any attachment to this. And that's the key all along. It's really about you releasing the attachment. You had to put down, I got this coming in pretty strongly. Some of you know alchemists, okay? People who work on a more kind of like occult level. And you had to put down a real astral boundary line. Somebody was a little too hungry for your energy, grabby for your energy. You could feel them infiltrating your space a lot. You might have been tempted by it before, I have to say, because I do see that, there's a little bit of that sort of the fruit of temptation that's with the feminine. Yeah, when this energy would come in, sometimes you would let it in the past. Come forth. Yeah, you fed it. You fed it in the past, you see. The fire, the air feeding the fire. Yeah. There was alignment with it in the past. I see that. That's coming in very specifically for somebody. But you saw the way eventually it became like energy harvesting and it really depleted you. You said, no. We're cut off with that. You either face me in real time, not just dream time, or you cut off, man. Okay? Somebody cut off the supply here. I see that. For others of you, this was a sensual connection. You let this person come around because you enjoyed it. You knew that you were getting like the rough end of the deal with the Page of Pentacles, Yeah, and you also knew that this person was dividing their energy as well. It's just like, God, this person may have breadcrumbed a little bit, given the bare minimum, whatever this is. Yeah, but you've had the strength to rise above it. There's something you transformed here because you looked at it. You opened it up. You had a good long look into the belly of the beast, and there's something that you transformed here. You learned something along the way, okay? And that's why there's something new really opening up for you. Okay, what's opening up here? What's opening up here for Scorpio? Ooh, that was interesting how that came out. Well, it looks like you got this King of Fire, kind of keeping an eye on you. You may have turned your back. You may be holding your emotions in. This person has still got their eye on you. There's some Leo energy coming out around this. I see it. Okay. I think you're kind of focusing on your own energy. I think you're nurturing yourself right now. Let's see what I got here. I don't know. Maybe you're dreaming up a little dream here. Maybe there is still hope, you know. Maybe there's reason for happiness on the other side of what was lost. I mean, we do see when you're ready, you know, maybe you're still releasing something. When you're ready, I do see there's, you know, there's a Two of Cups here. It could grow into something more. I feel like you have to let it in, though. You can't receive it with this closed cup. You may be pondering something here. Are you ready to open up? Are you ready to open up to hope again? That it could turn around, that it could be better, okay? That might be a particular challenge that you need to face, that you need to navigate. You know, it was 30, 35, 36 on the clock there. You need to have the strength to overcome the South Node energy, you know. Carry forward your wisdom from your experiences, but also be honest with yourself about what you really desire here, okay? Don't deny the truth of what you feel. That may be like the last little thing you need to reveal to yourself. Okay, there might be something uncomfortable about a truth you need to reveal to yourself about a particular connection. Yeah, it is coming forward. You should give yourself a little space to really consider this, okay? You should. Because there is a need to like let down the guard. Don't rush too fast in a certain direction until you really allow yourself to make sure that you've cleared out whatever this is you went through, because it's sort of like it left a psychic imprint on you, I feel. And you don't want to sabotage something that could be really good for you. You want to make sure that you open up to it when you're ready to open up to it, you know? That you open up to it when you're ready to open up to it. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. Don't push it too fast. Respect your sensitivity in that way too, you know? Really trust what your energy is telling you. Your energy will either feel very strongly gravitated toward it, or you may feel even ways that your body really starts to close off, you know, to an experience or a particular person. You know, your energy will tell you. Trust that, right? Because sometimes after going through a long stretch of integrating shadow stuff, the mind can get in the way if you rely on it too much. Take the wisdom, okay? But don't get too into sort of like rehashing old scenarios in your mind. There's really a need to let yourself come more into your instinct, merging your wisdom with your intuition. And that'll help you navigate this territory. Yeah. Empress, you got it, okay? You are coming into this Empress energy. It's really good. Got Libra, Taurus energy here. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to pour into yourself. It's okay to give yourself this space to really feel what it's like to be in your own energy and to see what you've grown from that place. Because there's some kind of blessings coming in here, things that have been delayed, okay? It's on the other side. Just look at that. There's your star. There's your star with the Stargate, okay? So yes, continue this last little bit of healing, integration, stillness, rest, repose. You don't need to do anything, remember? This is going to pour into you. You're going to have so much start to come in for you with that Stargate and Aquarius. Really beautiful energy. You're reading it. Oh, interesting. Six of Swords, moving away from troubles, sending the stories of the past, all those old stories, and the part of you that kept reliving the past, especially going back to the distant past, stuff that you've been holding on to from childhood. I feel like you're sending these energies away. These are being moved away from you. And then, yeah, look at that in the Five of Cups. I've never quite had it come through like that, but it's bringing justice. The 5 and the 6, justice. okay? And that's what makes this connection possible. You'll be ready for it when the time comes. Let yourself really come into that Empress energy. Wait, you know, for that creative force to start to really swell in you, that force that says, I am so ready. I'm so ready to move into the next phase here. I'm ready to open up to this, okay? And it can be a connection, you know, you may be sort of holding off, you know, on fanning the flames of passion. You want to make sure that you're really ready for that, okay? You want to make sure you're really ready for that. Anything else? I feel like calling in for you. Your reading is just like so direct here. I haven't seen a lot come through in relation to finances, but yeah, I see it just as I say that. I split on the 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. You may be worried about more than just like emotional security and connections at this point. You may also be really focusing on your financial security. It's kind of interesting how that segued in there. I was just noticing, like, there's not a lot here about money, except for like a kind of janky 6 of Pentacles that looks sort of like being in a position where, you know, you might be at a disadvantage, not in the position you want to be in. Feel like you need a little bit more abundance flowing into your life. I do see the stability is important. There's something coming in here that will be helpful, okay? It'll start to give you a little bit of a leg up, get you a little bit ahead. A little bit ahead. You know, I think there's been a problem for a while where maybe you had like money coming in, but then the expenses or the rise in costs would sort of counterbalance that and would take you back to the beginning. So it was sort of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's been a little bit of a shuffling from one account to another, you know, and maybe really kind of juggling things out. And I feel like there's something coming in here that's going to relieve that a little bit for you. Since it wanted to come in, let me get some more details about that for you. What's going on with your work and finance? It's here in 2026. Yeah, something's going to be coming in here. You might get news and an opportunity. If you do work online or any kind of work that involves communications, you're probably going to find a lot of business picking up, orders coming in. People wanting your services, news spreading about the work you do too. There's like some kind of growth here. 8 of Wands, okay? You can start to see this within the next 8 hours, 8 days, certainly 8 weeks. 888 coming in as a synchronicity number around this too, when you're really coming into the momentum of that energy. It's going to free up a lot of things for you. What we got here? Yeah, we got an Ace of Cups coming in, so something's gonna pour into you here. Pours into you first after a time of really hard work. Maybe you've been really laboring at your work for a while, working really hard and not having enough time to just sort of pour into yourself, because there's been this energy of really needing to get some kind of security stabilized. You also may be in some creative line of work, some of you. Or there's an opportunity coming in here for you work-wise that's going to allow you to have more time to pour into yourself. There's some kind of news coming in relation to this. Okay, let's see. Ooh, High Priestess, crossing energy. So you may have an intuitive hit about this. You may feel this. You may feel this coming in, right? You may know that pretty soon you're going to be working really hard, like you're going to have a lot on your plate. You may have just sort of intuitively picked that up. So you've been trying to give yourself rest and restoration where you can. You're trying to get yourself nurtured up because you know you're going to be pretty darn busy soon. Some of you may be in some line of like metaphysical work. You could be a reader. You could be a reader, or you could do some kind of healing work. You could like teach workshops. You might be involved in some kind of counseling work too, okay? And you just needed to fill your cup here. And I do think there's some opportunity coming in here for you that really gets you excited about your work moving forward, or allows you to bring a different side forward in your work that you haven't before. A new strategy being employed here. Isn't this interesting though? We do have the King of Wands coming in. So this King of Wands is really showing up for you, man. They've been keeping an eye on you. They have been keeping an eye on you. This could be somebody who also wants to invest in your work, bring you some kind of opportunity. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Interesting. So they're kind of hatching a strategy here where they actually have an interest in you, but they think that you might not really be open to it. Like there's something about it that you're just sort of a little like apprehensive about letting this in terms of like a romantic interest, but they may approach you wanting to work with you on some kind of project or something. As in, they find you very mysterious. They want to know more about you. This person wants to get closer to you, but they may feel like for whatever reason, they feel like you wouldn't be receptive. You wouldn't be receptive to maybe exploring something romantically right now. I feel like this is this person testing the waters. Yeah, they see you as the Empress. They see you as, you got double Empress energies come out in this read. They see you as the Empress. They see there's something you're growing here too. For those of you in some kind of creative line of work, this person sees that, you know, there's something you're growing here, and it's something that should get a little bit more traction than it's getting, or maybe a little bit more visibility here. It almost like, to me, this reminds me with this particular Ace of Cups more of like an eagle energy than it does a dove, which is interesting because earlier today, before I dropped in to do your download, I saw an eagle fly overhead, and it was flying north. So it was flying from south to north. So that's that energy that's coming in for you, transformation. Something's being transformed in the south node, aligns you with your north node. So this may be the gift that's coming in from spirit. Finally, like receiving something that is more, I see that's more balanced in relation to your work, like something that pours back into you. And I think maybe there's somebody here who feels like you need a little bit of elevation here, like a little bit more visibility or something, because they feel like Page of Cups in reverse. It's sort of like not getting enough traction. That's how it's coming through. There should be more growth here. Empress energy coming in really strong. Let's see, give me more details about this. So I was looking specifically at your work. This person may also have an interest in you. They do. They have an interest in you, but they're delaying that right now with the Ace of Wands in reverse. They do. This person has an interest in you. It goes beyond just, supporting your work, okay? But they're playing the long game. That's what I see here. They're playing the long game, okay? And I do feel like they will respect boundaries in that regard. I see that, okay? Come fall, there might be a discussion that opens up around that. They might reveal their attraction, but I feel like they're going to take it slow. Yes, they're going to take it slow to open this road. That's what I really feel, right? There is something here that they see that you are completing, something you're closing out, stuff that you're processing here, things from the past that you're releasing, with the world coming in here. You are rising up out of this energy, but I kind of like this energy here because to me it feels like this person wants to give you the chance to really rise up in that power. It came in with 49:11 on the clock, 13:11. That's actually really beautiful. When somebody wants to see you, it's making me feel like a little emotional. Somebody really wants to witness you in your empowerment. That's beautiful energy. So that's very supportive. And they're just respecting that you're in this process of like closing something out. That's beautiful. Look at that, Queen of Swords. Yes. So there is destiny coming in here. Got that white raven there. I love that. Okay, so that's really coming through as the exalted raven energy. There is a little bit of magic you've worked here, alchemy you've worked here, and it does give you the strength that operates through gentleness to be able to pull that sword from the stone. So there's a beautiful story unfolding for you here. This is just like real solid, beautiful energy all around, I have to say. It is a story of redemption. There's a lot of interesting things developing for you here. I'm going to go ahead and do a cut of the deck too, just to see anything that wants to cap that off. So a little bit of work coming through there, but with your Empress energy, I mean, something's really going to grow in relation to your work. In relation to your work. Right. There is support here. You are supported. This message just like really keeps coming through for you. You are supported. You may have gone through a period of not feeling supported. You are supported this year, okay? Ah, there's the money. 9 of Pentacles, okay? Yeah, you're going to grow up for yourself. I like this. This person is a very supportive influence here, whoever this is. And I do feel like you may really be just waiting for the fruits of your own labor to ripen on the vine. And this is what you're really focusing on here. And you will reach this place. It is something that will come through for you, okay? Go cut the deck here, right? You see, it's just like you're doing the last little bit of a very deep healing process. But this fire is coming in. It's about to change things for you. It's about to light you up, and you'll be at just the beginning. So I do see you starting to move out of that space, move into action, opening up to a new chapter, new experience, okay? And there's some important message coming in that kind of like initiates all of that for you. Looks good. A lot of growth this year. I'm just going to go ahead and get you some numbers and some messages because I feel like it stayed on pretty consistent track with you. This is your time. You've been waiting for it. You've been waiting for it to really put all this past energy behind you and step into a new chapter in your life, and it's really coming through in a beautiful way for you. Okay, numbers of significance for Scorpio. We got 6, we got 3, 9 total, South Node energy. I like this because we have the paddy wagon, but the paddy wagon's in reverse, okay? So, yeah, you're not going that way, okay? You're not caught up in the past anymore. You're leaving that behind you. All that energy that was kind of making you feel really held up is moving away. It's heading in another direction. And wow, oh my gosh, what is the likelihood of that? I just noticed that, okay? So you had these come in, look at what's on the other side. Wow. Double 9s, 18, the moon comes down to 9, the hermit energy. There's something you've really transformed here in relation to the past. Virgo energy, the 6th house, your work, your daily habits, your routine. There's something you're really transforming here. There could also be significance in relation to Virgo. Check out where you got Virgo in your chart, also what you got going on in the 6th house. This specifically relates to this, but you've been through a deeply initiatory process. Some of you have been through a deep spiritual initiation process, and whatever was holding you up while you had to go through these trials, that's like kind of symbolic energy of the hangman, it's now moving away from you. You got life path 6, life path 3, life path 9, life path, let's see, yeah, that's what we got. Pretty clear energies. And life path 6 coming through pretty strongly too. This is a particular message for a collective that really did have to face off with a rather devilish kind of influence, tricky kind of character here, something that kept getting you caught up, maybe repeatedly, maybe for lifetimes, and you finally transformed something here. Oh, and there's the one on the other side. Yes, you finally saw something clearly, and that arrives us at the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. 10 to the one, the magician that raises its wand. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune, 10th house too, Capricorn, Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy, but also all the fixed signs come into that as well. Leo came in pretty strongly. Aquarius, your energy, Scorpio, and Taurus rising, Scorpio Descendants. Okay, so something's really being transformed here. Characters you could be dealing with. You could be dealing with Libra. You could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be dealing with Gemini. You could be dealing with Virgo. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with an Aries, right? These could be characters of significance that are coming in here. Also, I feel like the 10th month. The 10th month is a really powerful time of beginning for you. If you are an October born Scorpio, or you're a Scorpio Libra cusper, third decanate Libra, that could be speaking really strongly to you. And it looks like there's a lot that's going to be going down in March. Marches of significance. There could be a Pisces of significance. Again, an Aries of significance. All right. And yeah, there's also that energy of Aries and Chiron too. Something really being transformed. You healed the deepest wound of the self here. This is good energy. All right. I feel like March is really important. An important month too. Might be something that really shifts there. I feel like right now, throughout this month, you still got time to kind of like nurture yourself, pour into yourself. Let's get some letter messages for you. See what wants to come through. This is the birth of beauty in your life. It's also time for you to recognize more of the beauty of your journey, the beauty within your experiences. You are going to face a yes or no question here, okay? And there's something here about beat. What are you beating here? You're beating something here. The BS. Okay, you're getting beyond some kind of BS. Something that, it feels like it's something that's been a real impeding force in your life, whatever this BS is. And when you get to the other side of this, we got, it's like it's going to be such a relief, okay, to have this behind you. I also feel this energy of NA, not available. For some of you, you could have been dealing with somebody who had a substance abuse problem. And that's why there was all the destabilization, okay? You got some distance from that. There could be some in this group who overcame some kind of addictive behavior. You're getting to the other side of that. It's a relief. You may have the support of a group in relation to that, okay? Just going to bring it in. And if that's the case, congratulations for having the strength to overcome a challenge like that and to find the courage to really do the work, you know, look at your stuff. Yes, it's go time for you. Okay. There's so much that's going to move forward for you. This is your time. It's go time. It's your time. Time to rise and shine. Okay. You really beat something that bested you in the past, that maybe really had you in its grasp. You beat something here. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is really excellent energy. It's coming in with the energy of him, I have to tell you. So this could be a masculine man that was really, really a challenge for you. This could also be him. This could be a masculine that's coming in that's demonstrating a different type of experience for you when it comes to connecting with men. Okay? This time is different. Okay, whatever this time is different. Yeah, this time is different. And you'll be able to trust it, okay, because of the work that you've done by really listening to yourself. You may vacillate a little bit initially. It's on, it's a no. It's on, it's a no. I see you going back and forth around this a little bit, okay? And I think that's why it's coming through, is whoever this person is, they're exercising patience. They see this, they see that there's something you're working through here, okay? This person may reach out to you through email at first, okay? That's CCC here. I got the name Aja in connection to that. Be aware too of like paying attention if there's other people that are connected to an email. If somebody tries to have a very personal discussion with you in a group chat sort of way or group email sort of way, I recommend you don't entertain that BS. It's a no. It's a no. Okay? I feel like that's really important. That's wanting to come through. I got California coming through in relation to that. I got Tennessee. I got Georgia. I got Michigan, Maine. I got Toronto. Yeah. So I got the name B. Got the name Vi too. Violet. Viola. Vivian. Vivica. Gino coming in again. His name has been coming out quite a bit. Gino is making the rounds. I don't know who this Gino cat is, but this Gino comes in a lot. I got the name Tony too, okay? Tony with a Y or an I, okay? Could be a girl, could be a guy. And Arkansas coming in relation to that too, okay? All right, that's what I got. It looks really good. And I know you deserve it, man. I know you deserve it. So allow yourself to pour into you. Got Australia coming in here too. Some of you might be making an Australia connection. Okay. Might be going on a trip there. Outback trip. Something like this. Okay. This coming in. Named Gia in connection with that. All right. Take care and yeah. Enjoy the ride. It's about to be a ton of fun and it's going to be something that really pours into you. I think you'll like the view of what's up ahead on this stretch of the road, Scorpio. And as we always say around here, Godspeed.